This video is about two-sample t-test. Two-sample t-test is a statistical test used to compare the population means of the two groups. Keywords is a population means of two groups. There are two types of two-sample t-test: paired two-sample t-test and unpaired two-sample t-test. Paired two-sample t-test is comparing the population means of the same group under two separate scenarios. Unpaired two-sample t-test is comparing the population means of two independent or unrelated groups. For unpaired two-sample t-test, we have unpooled and pooled two-sample t-test. Pooled two-sample t-test means the variance of the two groups is equal. In unpaired pooled two-sample t-test, there are two assumptions. We assume that the data is normally distributed. Also assume that the variance of the two groups is equal. Very important. Do not forget t-test is about comparing population mean of two groups. When you state the hypothesis HO and H1 by words, do not forget to use population mean of something or mean of all something. This is the keywords you got to use when you write down the hypothesis. Guided practice 1. Anita is concerned that the construction of a new factory will have an adverse effect on the fish in a nearby lake. Before construction begins, she catches fish at random, records their weight, and returns them to the lake. After the construction is finished, she collects a second random sample of weights of fish from the lake. Her data is shown in the table. Anita decides to use a t-test at the 5% significance level to determine if the mean weight of the fish changed after construction of the factory. State two assumptions that Anita is making in order to use a t-test. The first assumption is that the data is normally distributed. In this question, the data is the weight of the fish. The first assumption, the weights of the fish are normally distributed. Second assumption is that the variance of two groups of fish is equal. B. State the hypothesis for this t-test. We have no hypothesis, HO, and alternative hypothesis. Go back check what is tested. The mean weight of the fish changed after construction of a factory. Changed is related to H1. HO means no change. HO, the population mean of the fish doesn't change after construction of the factory. H1, the population mean of the fish changed after construction of the factory. C, find the p-value for this t-test. Let's go to calculator. Go to document. Click on. Then go to 1. We need a spreadsheet 4. This is a P, here is a Q. Then put the data in column P and column Q separately. After you put all data in, put your cursor on an empty cell. Menu, go to 4. Then go to 4 again, Stat Tests. Go to 2 Sample t-test 4. Then enter. List 1. Use this right arrow button to get P. Then click right arrow button to get Q. Go to alternative hypothesis. Since the weight of the fish changed for H1, if you click here, you could say less than or greater than for alternative hypothesis. Changed means mu1 is not equal to mu2. For the pooled, make sure pooled is a yes, because we assume that the variance of the two groups of fish is equal. Then you can go to enter again. T equals 0.861. P-value equals 0.403. Degree of freedom equals 14. We need to write down all these 3 answers. Because for this question, 3 marks, we need to write down all 3 answers. T equals 0.861. P-value equals 0.403. DF equals 14. D. State the conclusion of this test in context, giving a reason. Remember, here's the rule. Please reject HO. This means p-value less than significance level alpha. Reject HO. Let's check p-value 0.403. Alpha equals 0.05. 0.05. P-value is greater than alpha. Not enough evidence to reject HO. So we write down HO at certain significance level. Our conclusion: the population mean of the fish doesn't change after construction of the factory at 5% significance level.